Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 31 Media podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte. I'm the marketing and PR manager here at 31 Media. Today, we're talking about digital transformation, which is no longer merely just a trend for organizations, but it has become like a necessity. Now, with the rising number of startups that are being founded on a daily basis, these are founded on disruptive ideas that are impacting traditional business models, as well as they're largely influencing the development of the digital sector. And this is exactly what this podcast will address. It is also in collaboration with the Digital Transformation Awards and the AI Summit and Awards, which are organized by 31 Media. So these are two separate B2B events. And if you're interested in participating, exhibiting, or speaking at either of these events, please follow the link in the description to do so. Joining us today is Dmitry Matveev, who is the co-founder and chief technology officer of ApproveIt. He has been the driving force behind multiple businesses by serving as a group head and as a CTO. His article on the DevOps Online platform talks about how the rising number of startups are leading the digital transformation charge in today's competitive landscape. So we are very thrilled to have you on the podcast, Dimitri. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Nice to see you
Nice.
today.
Yeah, it's really nice to talk to you as well. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Where are you joining us from again?
Currently, I'm joining you from Warsaw, it's capital
Yeah.
of Poland.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, it's quite sunny over here in the UK, so things are looking hopeful.
We're like quite close to each other.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Before I actually get into the questions for you, I'm curious, like, could you help our audience understand a bit more about your background and how you got into the space?
Yeah, for sure. Like again, my name is Dmitry Matveev. I'm like co-founder and CTO of ApproveIt. I'm in IT for more than like 15 years so far, since
Yeah.
my bachelor graduation. I would put myself as a like tech expert and entrepreneur with a strong expertise of building and leading effective like IT teams. And behind that, I worked. I started my career as a developer, and from that, it it has brought me to like CTO position and co-founder. So I worked as CTO previously with one of the companies. I worked with quite a big companies and they're
Nice.
traded companies like in the US. So I have experience working with the small teams up to really big teams of 100 people.
Amazing. Yeah, you've got such an amazing experience in technology. Um, I am curious, like a lot of people, they've spoken about digital transformation within organizations and why it's essential. But there are very few people talking about how the rising number of startups are actually impacting digital transformation as a whole. Could you shed some light on that?
So what are you asking about, like role of startups in digital
Yes.
transformation? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think like nowadays, like taking into account how rapidly everything is evolving. Yes, digital transformation is not just a trend. Yes. If, for example, before it was like okay, like it can be buzzword. Yes. Why do we need the solution? Yes. But nowadays, like it's necessity. Yes, for survival and growth. And because like startups quite often are founded on disruptive ideas that challenge traditional business models and industries. Yes,
Mm.
and as well it give more wide accessibility to like small and medium businesses. Like before, like large enterprises were able to access all the new technologies and etc. And as far we see more startups, it's really easier to like even like regular consumer to use AI, for example. Yes, any
Yeah.
any kind of like fintech solutions and etc. So and this I mean, like this is one of the biggest advantages. Yes, just like experimenting with new technologies and promote new businesses models to like consumers, small and medium businesses, and large corporations will no doubt uh, like contribute into the development of the digital sector as a whole in future and like even now. So and we see that like again, like example is AI that I mean, like everybody now, like I guess more and more people use AI for even any kind of like daily routines. Can you imagine that before this like yeah, specifically on ChatGPT
Mm.
introduced there's this first public like version that you can use for your business as well as a consumer. Also,
Yeah.
like all kind of like fintech solutions, like before, like imagine that you can do all kind of like transactions easily without going to bank. No way, yeah. Nowadays, for example, you can even open your own bank, like now bank, yes, having like not so big amount of money from the like business perspective comparing before.
Mm-hmm. Right. And when it comes to all these technologies that are being, you know, new technologies in the market, which are quite cutting edge, how can startups make sure that they're leveraging them for a digital transformation as well?
Um, okay, so I would put it in a way like let's consider data-driven decision making as an example. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like unlike I mean like the startups basically they operate in highly uncertainty environment. Yes, where
Yeah.
data can provide actionable insights and guide strategic choices. So and then competitive edge, by using data analytics, startups can make informed decisions and optimize operations. Even like when you start a startup, you need to. There is one problem with startups. For example, when you start a startup, you don't have enough of data, yeah. But you
Yeah.
quite like can quickly create all kind of service quizzes, go to make research and collect some kind of initial data what you wanted to like address. Yes, and this is like first part of like some kind of data analytics. And when you get more data, yes, as a startup, it helps you as a data analytics enable startups to identify key performance indicators, monitor progress, and allocate resources more effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And that can help startup to like select the right vector of in which direction to develop the company. Because it's really important. You don't have enough resources, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to like make a right uh, like decisions based on like data you have. And also again besides that, leverage the data, startup can refine their products, like target their markets more effectively and enhance user experience.
Mm-hmm.
In that way, like startups gather, I mean, like in the way when they again gather feedback using surveys and etc. So in such ways, the data-driven approach enables them to make informed decisions about product enhancement,
Right.
modifications, and yeah, etc.
Right.
I hope I address your question.
Yeah, you did.
And
Essentially, it
like
was,
yeah, and
no,
also
go
to
ahead.
add like again, if we're talking about like cutting edge technologies, again, like using AI as an example. So you can like run iterations using AI, using your data that you collected from the like based on your surveys. You can use AI to find any kind of common patterns, yes, and bottlenecks based on these questionnaires to later on use it in your product.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think, like, I think my next question is more like two-part, and you have shed some light on this in your article, but why do you think it's important to evaluate the impact of startups on, global business practices, and how exactly can we do that?
When you say evaluate startup, you mean how is it beneficial to your business?
Yes, like how is it beneficial and how can they really do that? Like how do you evaluate the potential long-term impact of startups on whatever their industry is and whatever global business practices we currently have today?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, okay, from the business perspective, you can evaluate startup. If you use any kind of startup solution, I guess is like ROI,
Hmm.
positive or negative. Yes, if you have positive ROI, for sure you have to use this tool. Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
like for the like a potential, I mean, like there is no question startups like change industry. Yes, and from a London perspective, the effect is really tremendous. As, for many industries, the question whether to use startup as a service or partner will look like: do we want to stay in the market? Do we want to operate still and be a leader? Yeah, and the clear answer is yes, yes. So, and again, getting back to AI, if we're talking about AI products and system as auxiliary tools for increasing productivity, it's really will play like important role for all future businesses. And but I mean, if you start using startup solutions right now, maybe you don't see like as a benefit, yes, because like okay, you have to like adapt it. You have on board on your users, but it also differs from startup to startup how like what is the entrance threshold, yes. But in the long term, you will see it for sure because like you have to like you invest in your future. The problem I see is that many companies still, especially like big companies, they stay conservative and biased against the quite new startups, and that slows
Right.
down the process of changing and improving the existing business environment. And in my opinion, we should have more champions in such companies who are open and willing to improve business, who can take responsibility for all the risks, and of course, they must at the same time they must have the framework for risk mitigation if new approach, for example, fails. Yeah, so they can be sure, like, okay, if plan A doesn't work for us, we have plan B, we're all good. So, and the sooner we get rid of conservatism, the faster we will see how risk rapidly changes and new practices and new standards will come as a result.
Yeah, it's of course like a very huge time and energy investment for any company to, um, like research and understand what the impact is going to be on their business as well when it comes to like rising startups which are making such a huge impact on digital sector, isn't it? And my next question to you is, how do you think startups will continue to shape the future of digital transformation?
Uh, for sure, it will. I mean, like in my opinion, all like almost all, yeah, like breakthroughs that happened in all industries have been done by mostly by startups, yes.
Yeah,
And for sure, like the big companies which exist for a long time also play quite an important role because many companies, like even startups, they're backed by these companies, and they see like how to like have a synergy together.
yeah,
And there is no doubt that new startups will, like, with great ideas, will be rising and leading
yeah,
all this digital transformation. And I guess there are a few topics, in my opinion, that startups should focus and evolve in this direction. So first of all, it's like democratization of technology.
hmm,
So by democratizing access to advanced technology, as I previously mentioned, and given the almost a zero entrance threshold. So startups can create platforms, API, and tools that enable small businesses, developers, even like usual contributors and non-technical users to leverage complex technologies like no-code, low-code platforms, cloud-based solutions, and etc. And it's really good sign like of how it's impacts on everything. Yes, again, like good example like neobanking or any kind of use of AI. Second topic is the disruption of traditional industries. So many startups focus on disrupting traditional industries like fintech, health tech, logistic, even like automotive industry. If we're talking
hmm,
about like good example like what Tesla did, yes, and was still
yeah,
how like everything evolving. So and manufacturing by introducing like digital first solutions. And as an example, again, like fintech startups
right,
have changed how financial services are delivered. Yes, so everything can
yeah.
be done quickly from a mobile phone. And I'm really surprised
And
that still,
fintech itself is like, I think it's revolutionizing the entire world of finance.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm really like surprised sometimes when I travel around the world and when I face the problems that, for example, in some countries, still they face this issue of how like financial services digitalized, and you still have, if you want to do some operation, yeah, you have to go to the branch of the bank, yeah, and this is really like it's like the gap in
Yeah.
technology. So, and the third topic I think is agility and innovation. So, as far as startups are more flexible and can pivot quickly to adapt more to market changes much faster than like big corporations. And this agility allows them to experiment with cutting-edge technologies, disruptive business models, new approaches without being like burdened by legacy systems and bureaucratic processes. So that gives them the speed to change everything really quickly and adapt new ideas and find
Hmm.
like this like bottlenecks that all the businesses still have to address them quickly and effectively.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, Dimitri, for all of the information that you've provided. I'm sure like obviously a lot of startups are going to continue shaping the future of digital transformation. And thank you for making this podcast so valuable in terms of knowledge. And thank you again for being on the 31 Media podcast today.
Thank you very much.